So, yes, another incremental idle clicker type game. What can I say? I have an addiction to these kinds of games. I think they are fun and relaxing to play. I like them a lot. They're a popular type of game that indie developers make, and I think people like them. I suppose it was started with like Cookie Clicker back in the day. That was a hugely popular game that everybody was playing, and it was the first, I think, really big clicker game. I don't know if there were many games before that. So yeah, click and wait games, idols, incrementals. They are very satisfying in their way. This one is, I suppose, satisfying as well. It's interesting. It's, according to the developer, a test project. He's looking for feedback and criticism. I recommend coming to give the game a few clicks and then giving him some feedback and criticism, because that's how we turn indie games into the popular indie games, good games. The developer is called Brahmsj, Brahmsj. I'm not sure what that means. The game itself is called Idle Cultivation World, and there is storyline in the game. So let's jump in and give it a look. There's a few comments there. Yeah, let's have a look-see. So, there isn't really a tutorial per se, but there's, I suppose, a few hints of it here. Tap meditate together key to begin collecting key. I think it's a skip button. I don't want to click that just yet. Let's have a look at the UI. So to start off with, we have the upgrades page. It's the page we start on. Here is the big button that we click to make things happen. I think it needs to look a bit bigger and a bit more impressive to be the button. But yeah, it's the starting point. When we click on that, we gather key, which is a word for kind of energy or spirit essence or something like that in a couple of sort of faiths and cultures. That's our essence there. Once we click on that, we get some essence. We've collected 1 out of 10,000 K. This also needs to be a much bigger number, somewhere more central, like up here or something like that. It's not great. There's other things we can collect as well. There's key, spirit stones, herbs, minerals, beast energy, and jade. And yeah, so we'll find out, I hope, how to collect those soon. And with our key, we can purchase things. These are our sort of starting purchases in our upgrades page. Meditation, which is an auto key generation. We need 50 key to buy the first level of that. It's quite slow to start off with. We have breathing technique, which means we get more key per click. At the moment, we just get 1 key per click. If I'm clicking it furiously here, you can see the key number going up. And we're getting to 50, which we can buy our auto key collection. And we're now getting half a key a second. So yeah, so we can buy more key per click. We can buy various increases to the amount of key that we get. A different kind of key per click, per level, percentage increases per level, and a different percentage increase per level. By level, I originally thought it meant per level of this ability, but I think what it might mean is per level of ascension. We'll have a look at that soon. We also have a few other things here that are locked that we need to unlock by foundation establishment. I don't quite know what that means yet. But yeah, that is something we can have a look at later, perhaps if we get there in our gameplay demonstration. But we're not going to go too far into it. Let's meditate to buy a little bit more key. Let's climb up to 100 because I want to look at the next page, and we need 100 to do a thing there. Right. This is the Ascension page. We gather layers to ascend to the next realm. Each layer grants a 5% multiplier, and after 9 layers you may ascend for an even bigger bonus of about 40%. We have a bit of the quote-unquote tutorial in the way here. It's not a great tutorial, but I don't know. Anyway, so the tutorial has taken us here. We also get ascension points here. We earn those, but I don't know how we get ascension points. We don't get it by breaking through a layer, unfortunately, but maybe it's on the 9-layer mark where we get our 40% increase. I don't know. Oh, we'll try that. We'll have a look there in a minute. But we can click breakthrough now, and then there's a progress bar that goes through. Oh, it actually required 200. Oh no, that's the next one. The next one requires 200 key. This one required 100 key. But we'll let that tick through. Then there's the cultivation layer, which we can use to create different abilities and other things to unlock. For that, we need spirit stones. I'm not quite sure how we get spirit stones. I think it might be through missions. We'll have a look there. And there's more researchers, but again, we can only unlock these once we get our foundation establishment. Possibly that's what happens at the level 10 ascension layer. I'm not sure. Here are the missions that we get. We can get a mission to gather key. Recruit a disciple under missions. How do I get a disciple? We need spirit stones to recruit a disciple, and I think the only way we get spirit stones is by completing missions. So we don't auto pick up quests, missions. We actually have to click start. If this will let us click on start. Okay, there we go. It was a bit tricky, but we do seem to get some progress towards it. There, it's a different way of buying things, really. I like them. I'd prefer if they looked a little bit different. They kind of are just another purchase page, but if they were set out a bit differently and we could see the spirit stones differently, that might be a bit nicer. I would like it if all of these numbers here were at the top here on every page. So not just on this one page, but on every page we could see all of our things, spirit stones, etc., etc. Yeah, so have this continuity through the pages. It's a little bit of critique there. So this is our missions page. Okay, we can claim a mission, and we got 10 spirit stones. We need 50 for a disciple. So we'll recruit one just now. Let's start more key collection because we're already up to halfway through. Then we have a sect page. Unfortunately, we can't look at that yet because we need a foundation. Maybe that's what recruiting the disciple does. It unlocks our foundation establishment thing. I wonder if that's a reference to Asimov's foundations at all. Interesting. Then we have a codex page which tells us how. So this is like an achievements page rather than a codex page, but I think it also tells us some bits of information here. I don't see anything about foundations here. It's all question marks. We don't know how we get there. Interesting. It's keeping it as a secret until we get there. And there's various tabs under the achievements. If you really want to dig into it. I mean, I love this. I love this kind of information. I love this depth of lore and things like that. But that just doesn't really help us as much as a simple tutorial would. And the tutorial's not really giving us too much information. Haven't quite got there yet. Right, it's codex, and then we have story, which is the story that leads us into the game. So it would be better as some kind of intro, but I don't know. At least it's here in the game rather than just on the itch.io page. So I do approve of that. Let's read the story, shall we? After passing away in a mundane world, you awaken in a realm governed by cultivation. Interesting use of the word cultivation. Anyway, a mysterious voice grants you a powerful system. The very interface you now see. The system manifests as an idle game. By meditating, upgrading your techniques, and managing disciples, you advance your cultivation base. It's a little bit fourth wall breaking way of referencing that, sort of, in its way. I'm not sure about that, but at least it's some storyline. So, as the story begins, you are a novice cultivator at the key gathering stage. Through relentless practice, you collect ambient key, open your meridians, and strengthen your dantian. It's all very, would that be Buddhist? Something along those lines. Indian Buddhism. I'm not sure. There's links here. Not sure where they take us. Looks like they take us to itch.io. Anyway, with each breakthrough you gain deeper insight into the Tao and are rewarded with spirit stones, the currency of this world. Completing quests and bounties, you meet fellow cultivators and recruit disciples to aid your journey. Upon establishing your foundation, we still don't know how to do that, but it seems quite fundamental. You unlock the secrets of research and alchemy, so we've got alchemy being rolled in here as well. I do like the way it blends different systems and things. They do, I suppose, overlap in our real-world history at various points. But yeah, so that's interesting. I think this person has turned a lot of possibly their own belief system into a game, which is always fun to see, always interesting to see. But yeah, so once we have a foundation, we have herb gardens, spirit mines, beast pens that we can gather various energies from, and we can become an immortal sovereign, depart this circle of reincarnation, or whatever the various faiths describe it. And we can eventually attain eternal godhood at the end. Awakening. Your consciousness stirs in an unfamiliar world. The last memories of your past life fade as voice echoes, will controls and soul grant your system to guide your cultivation. Warm currents of ki begin to seep into your body. You slowly sense a core forming within your lower abdomen, your dantian. A faint pressure builds as the ambient energy of the world rushes in. We can get 1 extra Q per tap. We can get extra herb production Q capacity. I'm going to click on that. I have chosen a cultivation path, and then we don't unlock there. So there's more things to unlock even in the story page, which is really interesting. And we can go back here. Where's cultivation? Not cultivation, missions. We can claim this one. We got 15, so we now have 25 spirit stones. Let's gather more key. Can we start multiple quests at a time? Yes. Reach layers. Alright, so they're all started. We can start them all. I don't know why they don't just auto start. Yeah, cool. So we can start all the quests at the time. That's quite important to know. And there, I think I'm going to stop. I think it's very obvious to see how this game works, what kind of gameplay it is. It's your standard incremental game with some very deep lore based on sort of real-world belief systems. So yeah, it's hard to imagine how to go wrong with that. I really would like to see this game developed more. I think the UI does need to get moved around a bit and turned into more of a sort of a game UI. At the moment, it's just an efficient UI where everything's just on various pages. Everything is a bit, gain some stuff and then purchase it. So possibly some gameplay variance needs to be built in there. I'm not quite sure what that would be. Oh, we have herbs and minerals. I don't know where we got those from. 26 spirit stones. Maybe they were rewards for some of the quests. Anyway, yeah, so that's it. That's the gameplay. If you're just here to see the gameplay, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope to see you in the next video. And thank you for watching this one this far. Goodbye. If you have the criticisms, well, I've already thrown a few in. A few extras. There's no sounds. Definitely we need sound. We need music or something in there. As I said, the page is a little bit efficient rather than game-like. It needs to be a bit more gamified. Put some things under menus that drop down. Put bits of information and a central point on the on the borders and things like that, rather than just in a box on a page somewhere. Yeah, that kind of stuff. This is quite important. The gameplay is very calm. I think it could do with some relaxing music to really sort of set the mood, give the game a feel, and some clicks when you're clicking on things, some little responsive noises there. I think again that's quite important to make it a game type game. How are we doing with our quests here? Well, last thing is just see if we can progress, see if we can get ourselves a disciple. Does that unlock all the foundation stuff? I imagine it does. Cool, we've paid for that. It's got the missions. Claim that. Okay, the claim button doesn't work too well. We've got that. Oh, we need to ascend more. Let's break on through. Alright, that's going to take 5 minutes. That's fine. Anyway, that is the game. That is this game, which is called Idle Cultivation World, I think. Oh, Wandering Merchant gives us 20 Spirit Stones. So we can purchase a recruit a disciple, I think. And let's auto send them on a mission. Well, an expedition. So not enough Spirit Stones. Okay, we need to have Spirit Stones, and then they will auto spend on our disciples. That's fine. That's an interesting economy. I like that. That's something worth digging in a bit further. But yeah, that's it. Press escape. Idle Cultivation World by Bromsd. The link will be in the description. Come and give it a game. Come and give it a play and see how you like it. And yeah, thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.